It was kind of a bit of a naive thought that I could be the Facebook of the private aviation world in Southeast Asia. Jennifer, let me introduce myself. My name is Yeow Meng. I'm a pilot and a flight instructor, and my job is to fulfill people's bucket list. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm the founder and director for WingsOverAsia Private Limited. We are an integrated aviation service provider which provides fixed-base operator operations, FBO operations and ground handling for private jets. We do aircraft sales and maintenance. We also operate on the hospitality side, kind of a mixture of a flying club, hospitality business that serves the private aviation community. Actually, aviation is just something more of the typical childhood dream, but it really didn't become a business intentionally. So it kind of came by chance. Since young, of course, like typical guys, I was in awe with planes flying in the sky, but I also had a huge interest in travel. So as a student through university, I've always been a tour leader for adventure travel. So at a later stage in life, when I got into software, which was actually my initial career, I learned flying and realized that, combining flying with travel was probably the most ultimate thing in life, because you could just go very swiftly from one place to another and have a three-dimensional view. So I think that kind of hit a note in me. It's quite a long story in the sense of the evolution of the business, but if I were to try to summarize it and make it short, WingsOverAsia started as an online social network because it was kind of a bit of a naive thought that I could be the Facebook of the private aviation world in Southeast Asia or Asia as a whole, and with that I will get the opportunity to fly in private aircraft and travel all over Asia. Because Asia was complex, different culture, different nationality, so very few people know how to fly privately across borders, and only very few people are flying for business privately across borders. It was really about trying to fulfill this empty space in Asia where there wasn't really a community that shared information with each other about business or private flying. In an attempt to do that, we started an online community, but with a community that wants to share information. Very soon, we started to provide services around those needs, and the consumers or the customers were actually pilots and aircraft owners with the region, but it was very niche, right? So one thing led to another, and eventually it evolved from one service to another into a suite of services. And in order to make it convenient for people, we merge everything into a one-stop shop. So that's kind of how the whole thing evolved in short. But of course, it took about probably 15 years for that to happen. Because it's so niche in Asia, people do not know what they don't know. So the problem we saw in the early years was that in private and business aviation, a lot of people actually do not know where to get the information they need. And after they get the information they need, they actually do not know where these services are, how reliable these services are, and even what is good, what is bad. So when we start to provide those services in the early years, we wanted to address people's needs from different aspects of ownership and also operating an aircraft for business and for leisure. And one thing led to another, because when you put all those together, it's actually a suite of services in all respects, from owning to operating to maintaining, and we just had to find a way to put that together. I think the biggest challenge is always, and maybe this is predominantly so in Asia, it's letting people understand and be aware of the suite of services that we provide and what it means to them in terms of how it benefits them, how it saves them time, what's cost effective and what's not cost effective. So being able to share in a way that help educate people about the products and services and helping them make informed decisions is a major part of that process. Yeah. Probably the ability to build a one-stop shop facility in Seletar. It was probably one of the most major milestones in WingsOverAsia's business evolution. Why we say that? Because the concept was pretty foreign. People would go to disparate places to get different services related to operating and owning an aircraft. And the concept of putting it all together and providing a one-stop shop with good experience and cost-effectively for customers was something new. I think due to the way world events happen in the last 10 years, people value how they use their personal time and how they use their time for business very differently from what it was maybe 20, 30 years ago. So in terms of business, air transportation is now widely recognized as just a transportation tool that is easily accessible to laymen. So besides airlines, then people start to realize that to be efficient and to be productive, traveling private is also an alternative. Then in terms of the personal life, there is obviously a segment of people who values experiences more than anything else. So I think gone are the days of fixed package tours or specific hotels or destinations. Now people plan their private lifestyle around what experience they want. And as part of the experience, private flying, customized transportation by air becomes much more appreciated. But the challenges that comes with it, of course, involves unlike Europe and USA, Asia is a little bit more multinational, multicultural, and geographically also different with different political landscape. So what it means is logistically, things can get a little bit more complex. And of course, security requirements are also slightly more complex, given that it's always an international flight across different countries. Of course, there's also the cost of a lot of airports that is serving both airline flights and private jets. That is also another challenge that we have to work through here in Asia. I don't know, I just, frankly, I do not think twice about coming to work simply because I'm in aviation. I can't say the same being in the corporate world previously. And I think what's exciting about aviation, it is a domain where it's challenging, but yet is constant learning, constant new things, and it blends everything. It blends the interaction with people. It blends a lot of technical competency aspects to it, from not just from the aircraft, but in terms of the logistics. Then there's a whole hospitality and service element in business and private aviation that I find extremely rewarding when you get it right. Singapore is very successful as an airline hub. I would dare say, even though I'm Singaporean, it is one of the most efficient airports in the world process-wise. I believe the same can be achieved, and there's a lot of room for innovation, creativity, and doing things differently in private and business aviation, because non-scheduled operation has a lot more different requirements, but those different requirements also give you a lot of room for creativity and innovation to do things differently with the objective to serve those jet operators and end customers cost effectively and also very efficiently. Keep an open mind, be hardworking, because having an open mind and being hardworking combined gives you unlimited opportunities to learn. I dare say the most interesting thing about being in aviation, especially private and business aviation, is the people you interact with, because there's so much you learn from what you observe and talk to people about. It's just endless, and sometimes it's not just knowledge, it also excites you in a sense, because you see things that you don't see from other people's eyes when they share it with you. So in the last 10 years, WingsOverAsia has been pretty successful in the regional context of solidifying this one-stop shop concept for a specific domain, which is more of the light aircraft, light jet, turboprop domain of aircraft owners and operator. And we were able to provide the service in an integrated manner to a single operator or owner. We have also grown in the sense that we became competent and proficient at supporting ground and trip support services to anything up to a large jet like an Airbus 320 or 737 type of aircraft. So with that, looking forward, really is to further expand our services to be able to support the larger business jet. It's also a very natural progression of our business growth, because the people we serve, their business they grew in their lifestyle, and they went for bigger aircraft, longer range aircraft. And in a sense, it's a natural demand that WingsOverAsia will grow into that area. And moreover, the region is growing in terms of the economy of the whole Asia region, especially the ASEAN region, is growing in the sense that private transportation has become very important for a lot of business. And in that regard, we have also been very open-minded. We have strategic partnerships and investment even from companies like MJets, who we will work with closely for the next 5 to 10 years in growing into that, supporting the big jets in the same similar one-stop shop concept.